In episode 7, after the ceremony, Josie and Z-Rek come in to grab Layton, but they just find his body. Josie checks for vitals and tells Z-Rek, go get Dr. Pelton immediately. They usher Layton to the medical car and they start doing a bunch of procedures on him to try to revive him. Nothing, however, is really working. When Till comes to Josie to get an update, Josie doesn't really have one. The doctors are currently working on him. And Till sort of blames Josie for what went down. After all, Josie did say everything was going to be fine, and it wasn't. Zara shows up a few seconds later and asks, what the hell happened? And Josie says, I don't know. He just wouldn't wake up. By the time Dr. Pelton comes out to give them an update, Ben has joined the group as well. She tells them, he's stable now. You can come visit him. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, though. He's in a coma. The only advice that Dr. Pelton has for the group is just to stay, hold his hand, talk to him, things like that. Things that Till is not willing to do. She leaves. Layton being in a coma is pretty emotional for Till. Tries to go to a secluded area of the car to have a good cry, but she finds the one area of the car that Audrey is at. She doesn't want Audrey to see her crying, but it's too late. Cat's out of the bag. And Audrey looks way more like the old Audrey and less like the Wilfred fangirl that we saw a couple hours ago. News of Layton has gotten all over the train, including to Audrey, so she tells Till, I'm sorry. She tries to comfort Till, but Till doesn't want to hear it. After all, Layton and Audrey didn't have the best relationship. Right before she leaves, Audrey tells Till, talk to him. If he's still in there, he's going to hear you. And that's when Till has a great idea. Audrey should do that. Do what she used to do in the night car. Getting inside people's heads is Audrey's thing. It's not Till's thing. Audrey's skeptical, but she did just tell Till that talking to him was worth a try, so she agrees to help Till with this one favor. When Till shows back up in the infirmary with Audrey, Zara and Josie aren't exactly thrilled to see Audrey. Till explains her idea, though, and once again, it's worth a try, so why not? Audrey ends up performing what she used to do in the night car, but it doesn't work. Layton doesn't wake up. But like Audrey said, just because he didn't wake up doesn't mean he didn't hear her. As Audrey was trying to revive Layton, Zara and Josie had an awkward conversation outside. After all, Josie wants to be with Layton, but Layton wants to be with Zara. It's a real lover's quarrel, if you will. Josie does apologize to Zara for everything that went down because Layton was never supposed to call for the knives. Zara, though, doesn't blame Josie for what happened. Through more conversation, Zara tells Josie that back in the tale, Josie and Layton used to do a really good job of just taking care of everybody. They make a really good team. It used to threaten her, but not anymore. The reality is, Zara and Layton are better as co-parents than being a couple. She then apologized to Josie for, quote, turning her back on her. And Josie cuts her off and says, whoa, your back was against a wall. I don't blame you for what you did. Zara then tells Josie that she's just really glad that she's there with her that day. And she's also glad that Layton has her as well. Now, though, everybody just has to play the waiting game to see if Layton wakes up. And Layton did wake up, but it was in his mind. He's in a dreamlike state. He's in Snowpiercer, but it's not the Snowpiercer he remembers. He starts off in the engine, but nobody's there. When he closes a door, he notices that the Wilfred symbol that's on all of the doors is gone, and instead, the W has been replaced with a skull. He's kidnapped by what appear to be brakemen or jackboots, but he's weirdly saved by Wilfred, Javi, and Ruth, although it's not the Wilfred, Javi, and Ruth that he knows. They're dressed up like they're in 1925 Cuba, and Layton is very confused. Through talking with Till in this dream world, he finds out that in order to get back home, he has to go meet with the tail boss. And nobody wants to meet with the tail boss. It's a suicide mission. But through a series of events, he makes his way back to the tail. When he meets with the boss, he kind of expects Pike, but instead, it's a woman he's never met before. And he figures out pretty quickly that that woman is Liana. He starts to panic, though, because that wasn't supposed to be her future. What he's currently doing is all for her, but this future, it ain't it. A bomb then goes off, and instead of being in Snowpiercer, Layton is back in that underground bunker where he found Asha. He's once again wondering what he's doing there, what's going on, how to get home, but he knows that he's close to getting back. He sees that there's one locker open, and when he goes to look into it, Asha slams it and says, don't look in there. Curiosity gets the better of him, and now he needs to know what's in there. She tells him, you're not going to like it. The group is then attacked by a bunch of marauders, probably just like what happened to Asha in the real world. Layton ends up getting knocked down, and he realizes that that is where he first saw New Eden. It was when he passed out from the lack of oxygen for his suit. After they kill the marauders, he stands up, and he's finally able to see what was in that locker. And Asha was right. He didn't want to look in there. Because it's a calendar featuring the tree that he keeps having visions of. At that moment, real-world Layton comes out of his coma. Everybody's thrilled that Layton is back with them, but Layton is clearly shook. He tells Josie, "What if I was so desperate to give everybody a future that I made one up? I can't lead this train if all I have is a lie." As Layton is confiding in Josie, Till went down train to go find Audrey to let her know that Layton has come out of it and Dr. Pelton thinks he's going to be okay. Audrey says, "You're a really good friend to Andre. Bess, you care so much about everybody else, but you won't let anybody care for you. Why is that?" Till doesn't answer her, though, just telling her it's been a long day and walking off. As I said, the news about Layton reached pretty much everybody on Snowpiercer, including Wilfred. But after that talk with Audrey, Wilfred looks more like the old Wilfred, much more revived, and he looks like he's on a mission. He asks the brakeman to go get him Alex, and he starts combing over maps, books. It's a pattern that Alex recognizes. Alex asks him, "All right, what's going on?" And he starts asking for tools like charts, compasses. Alex, however, thinks it's so he can kill the guards. He says, "No. This is big. This is real hope. And if you don't help me, we may never know." Just like Layton in Asha's underground bunker, curiosity gets the best of Alex and she agrees to help Wilfred. Through a bunch of encyclopedias, he's able to map out the exact route of all of the tracks. Alex, though, is still confused. He explains to Alex that after the train separated, he followed the trail. He realized he never was going to catch them. He had to intercept. About 3 months in, he thought he caught a break. There was a track link signal around Marseille. He followed it there, but there was no sign of Layton in his train. Alex says, "Yeah, we were nowhere near that signal. We were on another continent." Wilfred, smiling ear to ear, says, "Yeah, so the question is, if it wasn't you, who was it?" Alex has no idea, but Wilfred does. He tells Alex, "I don't think this was a malfunction. I think it was your mother. I think Melanie's alive." For the first time in a long time, Alex has real hope for the future. And for the first time in a long time, Wilfred doesn't seem like a total D-bag. He actually seems really excited over the prospect that Melanie is alive. Now is the part of the video where I ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel. Hit thumbs up if you like this. Smash that thumbs down button if you thought this video absolutely sucked. Give me your theories in the comment section. Do you think Melanie is in fact alive? I personally do because, the new Eden theory is dying quickly, but I'm interested to hear from the people. Also, I have merch. Go buy a t-shirt. Go buy a hat. We all have bills to pay. I'm no different. Nothing says you're cool quite like wearing a hoodie or a t-shirt that says the recaps on it. Trust me. But no, in all seriousness, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week.